G'day, wildlife warriors, and welcome to the show. Crikey, have we got a bonza adventure for you today? Gather the whole family around, from the littlest joeys to the grown-ups, because we're diving headfirst into the wonderful world of one of nature's most fascinating little birds, the quail. These little battlers are absolutely incredible, and we're going to get up close and personal with them. We'll be exploring where they live, how they survive out in the bush, and all the different kinds you can find all over this beautiful planet. It's going to be a ripper of a time. By the end of our journey, you'll be a certified quail expert, ready to impress all your mates with your knowledge. If you love wildlife as much as I do, go on and hit that like button, give that subscribe button a good click, and get ready to tell us all about your favorite discoveries in the comments below. Right then, let's get this show on the road. It's time to go on a quail quest. Right then, let's get down to business. So, what exactly is a quail? Well, have a look at this little beauty. Quails are small ground-dwelling birds, part of the pheasant and partridge family. They're what we call galliforms, which is a fancy word for heavy-bodied, ground-feeding birds, just like their bigger cousins, the chickens and turkeys. You'll notice they're quite plump, with short, powerful legs perfect for scratching around in the dirt, and short, broad wings for quick, explosive bursts of flight when they get a fright. They're not built for long-distance flying like an eagle, but for a short, sharp getaway, they're absolute champions. Danger. What absolute legends. Now where can you find these little critters? Crikey, they're all over the place. Quails are true world travelers. You can find different species scattered across Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia, and the Americas. They're incredibly adaptable. Some of them love the wide-open grasslands and farmlands. Others prefer the dense undergrowth of a forest. And some are tough enough to call the arid, scrubby deserts home. They're masters of camouflage, with their feathers often mottled in shades of brown, grey, and black, helping them blend right into their surroundings. They're like little ninjas of the bird world, disappearing in the blink of an eye. Their home, or habitat, is everything to them. It provides their food, their shelter, and a safe place to raise their young. This connection to the land is vital for their survival. Survival in the wild is a tough game, but these quails are absolute experts. Let's talk tucker. What do these little champions eat to keep their energy up? Well, they're omnivores, which means they're not too picky and will eat both plants and animals. Their main course is usually seeds. They'll spend their days scratching at the soil with those strong feet, uncovering all sorts of delicious seeds from grasses and weeds. But they also love munching on leaves, roots, and berries. And for a bit of protein, especially when they're feeding their hungry chicks, they'll gobble up insects, spiders, worms, and snails. A balanced diet is key, even for a quail. Of course, being a small, tasty-looking bird on the ground means you're on the menu for a lot of other animals. Danger, danger, danger. Predators are everywhere. Snakes, foxes, hawks, owls, and coyotes would all love to make a meal out of a quail. So how do they avoid becoming dinner? Their number one defense is camouflage. Look at this. Their feathers blend in so perfectly with the leaf litter and dry grass that you could walk right past one and never even know it was there. They'll often freeze completely still, relying on their natural coloring to make them invisible. But what happens when a predator gets too close for comfort? That's when you see their second trick. Instead of just flying away in a panic, a whole group of quails, which we call a covey, will explode into the air all at once, flying in every direction. Whoosh! It's absolute chaos. This covey flush is designed to startle and confuse the predator. The hunter doesn't know which bird to chase, and in that split second of confusion, the quails make their getaway. And they're not just clever, they're also very social. Living in a covey means there are many pairs of eyes on the lookout for danger. While some are feeding, others will be standing guard, ready to sound the alarm with a sharp call if they spot a threat. This community approach to safety is vital. They huddle together for warmth at night and work together to find food. It just goes to show you that in the wild, having your mates and your family around you can be the difference between life and death. Crikey, there isn't just one type of quail. There's a whole family of them scattered across the globe. Let's meet a few of these little beauties. First up, the classic northern bobwhite. Listen, Bob White, that's his call. And that's how he gets his name. You'll find this fella in grasslands and farmlands across North America. The male is a handsome chap with a striking white throat and a bold stripe above his eye. They're famous for their whistling call, which echoes across the fields, especially during the spring. Now let's head west and check out this stunner, the California quail. Just look at that top knot. It's a plume of feathers that curls forward right off the top of its head, like a little question mark. Isn't that just the coolest haircut you've ever seen? Both the males and females have one, but the male's is bigger and bolder. These are very social birds, and you'll often see them scurrying across roads or parks in big family groups. They have a really complex set of calls they use to chat with each other and keep the covey together. They're the state bird of California, and what a worthy choice. Let's hop across the Pacific to meet the Japanese quail. Now this one's a little different. They're a bit smaller and more subtly colored than their American cousins, but they are incredibly important. These are the quails that have been domesticated for centuries in Asia for their delicious eggs and meat. Their eggs are tiny, speckled, and absolutely beautiful. Because they mature so quickly and are easy to keep, they're also really important in scientific research. So this little bird isn't just a survivor in the wild, it's also become a valuable partner to people all over the world. What an amazing contribution, and we're not done yet. Look at this bloke, the Gambel's quail. He's another desert dweller, a close relative of the California quail, and he also sports a magnificent topknot. But you can tell him apart by his reddish-brown crest and the black patch on his belly. Then there's the mountain quail, the largest quail in North America. He's a bit shyer, living high up in the mountains, and has a long, straight plume that sticks right off the back of his head. Each one of these species is a unique masterpiece of evolution, perfectly suited to its own corner of the world. Just goes to show you, there's incredible variety out there if you just take the time to look. All right, team, I bet you think you're quail experts now, but I've got a few more little crackers up my sleeve that are going to blow your minds. Here's a good one. Did you know that quail chicks are what we call precocial? That's a big word, but it means that as soon as they hatch out of the egg, they are up and at 'em. They're born with their eyes open, covered in soft, downy feathers, and within just a few hours, they can leave the nest and start running around feeding themselves. They're not helpless like a lot of other baby birds. They are born little survivors, ready to follow their mom and dad on an adventure from day one. How incredible is that? Here's another ripper for you. A female quail is an egg-laying machine. A single female can lay a clutch of anywhere from 10 to 20 eggs. That's a massive family to look after. And some species, like the Japanese quail, if they're kept in the right conditions, can lay over 300 eggs in a single year. 300? Can you believe that? That's almost an egg every single day. Now, we talked about their short, explosive flights, but get this, some quail species are actually migratory. The common quail, found across Europe and Asia, is a long-distance traveler. Every year, these tiny birds, weighing only about 100 grams, will fly thousands of kilometers from their breeding grounds in Europe down to Africa to spend the winter. They fly mostly at night to avoid predators like hawks. Imagine that little body, which seems built for staying on the ground, undertaking such an epic marathon journey. It's a true feat of endurance and a testament to the incredible power packed into these little birds. And one last little secret for you. You know how they huddle in a circle at night? They don't just do it to stay warm. When they form their circular covey on the ground to sleep, they all face outwards. Why? It's a perfect security system. With eyes pointing in every direction, it's almost impossible for a predator to sneak up on them without being seen. If one bird spots danger, the whole group is alerted instantly and can make a quick escape. It's a 360-degree field of vision, simple, clever, and super effective. What a bunch of little geniuses. All right, you beautiful people. Now the spotlight is on you. We've been on a massive journey together today, haven't we? We've trekked through grasslands, deserts, and forests. We've seen how these little battlers find their food, how they look after their families, and how they outsmart those pesky predators. We've met the bobwhite with his famous whistle, the California quail with his funky hairdo, and the world-traveling Japanese quail. We've uncovered some of their most amazing secrets. Now, I want to hear from the most important members of our Wildlife Warrior team, you and your family. I want you to turn to your mum, your dad, your brother, your sister, whoever you're watching with, and have a good old chinwag. What was your favorite part of our quail adventure? Did you love learning about how they explode into the air to escape danger? Or were you amazed by those tiny little chicks that can run around just hours after they're born? Maybe you have a new favorite type of quail. Is it the tough gambles quail from the desert or the big shy mountain quail? There's no wrong answer because every one of these birds is a true champion in its own right. This is what it's all about, folks. It's about sharing the wonder of the natural world with the people you love. So, once you've had a chat, I want you to jump down into the comments section below. Let us know what you talked about. Tell me, which quail is your family's favorite and why? I'll be reading through them all, and I can't wait to see which of these little legends has captured your heart. Was it their clever camouflage, their amazing parenting skills, or just their sheer, undeniable cuteness? Let's get a big quail conversation started right here, right now. Sharing these stories is how we build a bigger, stronger community of people who care about our planet's precious creatures. When you share your passion, it inspires others to get passionate too. That's how we make a real difference for conservation. By falling in love with these animals, we learn to respect them and their homes. Weren't they just fantastic? From their clever survival tricks to the amazing variety of species, these little birds have proven that you don't need to be big and fierce to be a true champion of the wild. They are a perfect example of how amazing and diverse life on our planet can be. I hope you had as much fun as I did, and that you've come away with a brand new appreciation for these pint-sized powerhouses. They truly are a wonder of nature. Remember to keep the conversation going. If you haven't already, show your support for wildlife education by giving this video a big thumbs up. And make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next wild adventure. Sharing your passion is what this is all about, and it helps us all stay connected to the amazing animal kingdom. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for joining me today. It's been an absolute honor to share these incredible animals with you and your family. Remember to be kind to our wildlife, to respect their homes, and to keep that spark of curiosity alive. Get out there, explore, and learn, because the world is full of amazing creatures just waiting to be discovered. Until next time, stay wild, and we'll see you on the next adventure.